Welcome to Yoga Travels with Karen. I'm Karen and today I'm going to take you through a twist and bend routine. I've got an extra layer on because it's a bit of a rainy and windy day, and although we're up in tropical North Queensland, it still gets a little bit cool, especially when you've acclimatised over the different seasons already. So if you need an extra layer, go grab an extra layer. Otherwise, join me on the mat and we'll get started. We're going to start our class in a supine position today. So coming down all the way to the mat into Shavasana to start with. So we'll bring our feet a little bit further than hip distance apart, allow the toes to roll out to the sides. Finding a nice comfortable position for your head and your arms a little bit away from the body. Just move the body a little, maybe press the shoulders down to lift the chest to allow your arms to fold or to roll open to face upwards. Softening around the eyes, maybe closing the eyes. You can separate the teeth a little to relax the jaw. Just follow your breath, and perhaps with each exhale, just feel your body melt a little bit more. Maybe the amount that your body is touching the mat will increase with every exhale. Feel your belly rise as you inhale. And as you exhale, the belly button comes gently back to the spine, emptying all the air out of your lungs, out of your diaphragm. Just take a moment to arrive on the mat and prepare yourself for our twist and bend routine. Just take two more nice slow breaths, really filling up that belly with the inhale and softening even further with a really long exhale. Good, and on your next inhale, give yourself a nice big morning stretch, whatever time of day it is. Stretching through the arms, maybe point through the toes. Maybe you need to yawn as well. And as you exhale, just relax and soften exactly where you are. Another inhale, a big stretch. Maybe flex or point through the toes, depending what you feel you need. Reach the fingers, the left and the right sides, stretching through the body. And as you exhale, bring the knees into the chest, interlace the fingers around the shins, and give yourself a nice big hug. Good, just bringing the head back down. Let's just rock gently side to side to start with. Beautiful. Let's bring those arms out into a T position. Let's start with some twists, keeping those knees in close to the chest. As you inhale, holding there. And as you exhale, we'll roll the knees down to one side or another. It doesn't really matter which side. Allowing the body to relax. Try and keep those shoulders nice and flat down on the mat. If you find that your shoulders lifting, then just bring your knees up. You might need to hover a little bit here. But we really, to get the most out of this twist, need to keep both of the shoulders down and looking in the opposite direction. You might feel some points of tension in through the back, through the spine, or maybe in the ribs. I know I tend to get some tight intercostal muscles, those little muscles between the ribs, just from my spine, needing a little release. And that usually comes with some twisting. Good. Bring the head back to center. Take a breath in. And on the exhale, press the hands and the arms down to help lift the knees up to the center. Beautiful. Good. Inhale here, hold. And as you exhale, roll them down to the other side, looking in the opposite direction and keeping that shoulder down. You might find that this side is a little different to the other side. Just go with it. You've warmed up the other side. So just allow this side to relax now. Relax through the body, relax through the hips. Use your breath. Feel free at any time just to close the eyes and reduce any visual distraction by doing so. Good. Let's bring the head back to center and an inhale. And as you exhale, press the arms and the hands down to help the knees come back to center. Let's interlace the fingers, give yourself a nice big hug. Good. And bringing the feet down to the width of the mat. So the arms can come back into our T position. If you find you don't have a lot of room, you can always put your arms in a cactus bend at the elbows just to reduce the space you need. All right, with our knees separated, the feet are at the width of the mat. We're going to roll those knees down to one side. Again, it doesn't matter which side. Looking in the opposite direction and just feeling that release now through that top hip and thigh. You might find a nice quad stretch happening here. You might find that hip is getting a nice release. Turning the head a little more might just increase that. Just allow that right knee to soften down if you're over to the left. We'll revisit these two stretches or these two twists at the end just to see, maybe you can notice a difference in the suppleness of your spine. Good, bring the head back to center, come back to the knee with the knees to the center. And let's drop them nice and slowly to the other side and looking in the opposite direction. Good. Just relax the buttocks, relax through the thighs and the hips. Now you should be feeling this left side. If you're off to the right like I am, you should feel this left side. So whichever hip is on top here or the highest one, lifted a touch off the mat. That's where you'll feel that nice release and through the quads as well. Use that breath to relax the body. Good. Let's come back to center. Just walking the heels in, bringing the heels about a hand's distance away from the buttocks. So I'm going to do a nice flowing bridge. Just bring the shoulders nice and flat down onto the mat and the hands will slide backwards a little bit. Now there'll be a bit of pressure on the hands as you press down to help the hips come up. You'll press through your feet and keeping the knees nice and still. I'm going to go with the breath. So as we inhale, let's peel up the tailbone, lifting those hips, press the hands down, keep those knees nice and steady, and as you exhale, rolling down, coming all the way down, tailbone touching last at the end of your exhale. Good. Inhale, peel the tailbone up, press down with the hands. Now press down with the feet. You might find you can get those hips up a little bit higher. Keep the knees steady. Try and keep that chin sort of tucked towards the chest, supporting the neck. Exhale, rolling down. Good. Try and slow the breath down as you do this as well. Let's go. Inhale, coming up, pressing down with the hands and the soles of the feet, keeping them nice and parallel to the sides of your mat. Press down, hold for a little bit longer. And let's exhale, nice and slow, all the way down. Let's bring those hands out just a little bit, walk the feet out a little bit, and just some gentle little windscreen wipers, similar to what we did before, but just a few short ones, the knees not coming all the way down. A nice way to release a little back bending. Good. All right, walk those, bring the knees up, bring the hands in behind the thighs, and let's roll along the spine a few times, bringing those feet over the head, touching the toes down when you come up, and 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever you need, and then coming up to a seated position. Finding a nice comfortable seat just in a cross-legged position. Let's bring those hands onto the knees, the palms facing up. We're going to inhale, lift the palms all the way up and looking up to the ceiling. And exhale, float the hands down. Good, bringing the hands forward. Inhale, lift. And with an exhale, we're going to twist around to the right-hand side. Left hand on that right knee, right hand behind the back, looking over the shoulder. Good. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, lifting up. Let's do a few little side bends. The right hand coming down, reaching across with that left arm. Little bend in that right arm and pressing away, opening up that top shoulder and maybe looking up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. Reaching across. Keep both sit bones down. Good. Pressing up, lifting up. Beautiful. Other side. Nice side bend. Good. Open up that top shoulder. Press down with that left hand now. Both sit bones coming down nice and evenly. Beautiful. Coming up and reaching up. Join the palms and exhale down the center line. Beautiful. We're going to bring our legs out in front of us. Give them a little shake. We're going to bring our left foot in, and the inside of that left foot is going to come onto the inside of the right leg, or the bottom of the left foot is going to come on the inside of the right leg. Good. Our right hand is going to come down. If you have your other leg straight, that's okay. Whichever leg is straight, that same hand will come down next to the hip. And the left hand now for me, I'm going to inhale and I'm going to lift. And as I exhale, I'm going to twist across that front leg and holding on to the side of my straight leg. So it might be near your knee, might be your calf, your ankle, you might be able to hold your foot. Keeping a nice straight back, lifting up through the neck, through the chest. I'm going to use that hand just to create that little bit of an extra twist to look around. And maybe even looking over to that side. See how you go. Keep this straight leg, keep the foot flexed, so we're keeping the leg activated. All right, coming around, swinging those arms around. We're going to do a nice little twist around to the left-hand side. Right hand on the left knee, looking around to the left. Keep that front foot flexed, keeping that leg activated. Good, and as you inhale, we're going to lift those hands up nice and high. And as you exhale, we're going to come forward, folding over that straight leg. Allow the hands to drop down and just looking down towards the leg. And just finding where your edge is. If you find that this creates a lot of pain in your lower back or through the hamstring, then just walk that heel back a little, put a little bend in the knee and give the legs some slack. You'll still get a nice stretch through the hamstring. See how you go. Just keeping those hands on either side of that leg just to keep the shoulders straight. Let's go with the breath. As we inhale, you might come up out of the pose just a little, and as you exhale, soften and relax into the pose. Feel that balance on your sit bones. Feel the stretch through the hamstring. Maybe looking down towards the legs. Feel free at any time, like I said earlier, to close your eyes. Use the breath. Feel the breath in your body. Releasing that hamstring just a little bit more with each exhale. You might walk your hands forward as you do so, or you might just find that your elbows come down a little further. One more breath here. Can you come down just a touch further with that exhale? Good. Walking the hands back and lifting the chest. There's just a little bit of rain coming in here. I'll just keep an eye on it, and worst case, I'll have to move. Let's see how we go from here. Let's swap the legs over, give them a little shake in between. Other side now, right sole of the foot coming on the inside of the left leg. Left hand down next to the buttocks, right hand out. As you inhale, lift it up. And as you exhale, coming across the body with a nice twist and a fold at the same time. Place the hand wherever it reaches. Keep this front foot flexed. And then use that hand to create that little twist, maybe looking over towards that side. Go with the breath. Go with the flow of the breath. As you inhale, you might find you come up a little, and as you exhale, have a little bend in that arm so you can use the resistance, your hand against the leg, to fold forward further, as well as twisting. One more breath. Good, lifting up, releasing those hands to a twist to the other side. Left hand on the right knee, looking over the shoulder. Keep that front foot flexed. Good, and as you inhale, lifting up nice and high. And exhale, folding down over that front leg. Find where your hands come on this side. It might be different to the other side. See how you go. And looking down towards the leg, use that breath. Flow with the inhale, releasing up a little, and down with the exhale as your body relaxes. Use that breath. Take some nice slow breaths. Keep that front foot flexed to keep the leg activated. 2 more nice slow breaths. Can you come down a touch further? Even just 0.5 millimeter. It all is progress. Good, and coming up, rolling up. Release that other leg and give it a nice shake. Beautiful. All right, let's come over onto our all fours and bring those knees in underneath the hips. The hands are underneath the shoulders, and finding your balance between all 4 points. Just a couple of quick cat-cows. Nice flat back looking down with an inhale. And as you exhale, tuck that tailbone under. Push up through the arms, chin coming to the chest. And take an inhale, tilt that tailbone up and looking forward. Looking diagonally forward. We don't want to hyperextend the neck. Just go with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good, and some little twists here, little side bends actually, looking around to each foot and the other side. And one more on each side. Good. Let's bring the big toes together. The knees can come out to the sides. Bring the hands out in front. Take a big inhale. Then exhale. Slide the hands down. Melt the body down. Forehead coming to the mat. All right, from here, just walking the hands back a touch. We're going to bring our right arm up to the side. we're going to thread it underneath us and placing it down onto the shoulder, and the side of the head can come down as well. The other hand that's here, it can come up if your shoulder allows it, and then wrapping it around the body, around to the other thigh. You might find if your shoulder doesn't allow you to lift it up, then just try and bring the arm around over the back and reaching across the back. Can lift this top shoulder just a touch. You might feel a nice stretch through that shoulder. A little bit of pressure on the other shoulder might just create a little release. Good, releasing that hand back to the front. Support yourself as we swap sides. So now we're going to bring that other arm out to the side, threading it through underneath the body, resting the head down on the mat. Your choice with this arm to either lift it up and bring it over the back, or just slide it around the body, coming over the top of the back, resting the hand on the thigh. Might lift that top shoulder just a touch. Good, let's release that hand nice and slow, bringing it back to the front. Support yourself to come up. We're going to stretch those hands out, spreading the fingers. Come up, lift the hips, bring the knees square, and tuck the toes, and coming up into a downward dog. Beautiful. Now from here we're going to walk our feet forward, coming into a forward fold. We're going to bring our feet a little bit further than hip distance apart, just like this, and then placing the hands down. You might find you can bring your hands down flat. If not, walk your feet out a little further, or you can also place your hands on a block. From here we'll do a little twist. Bring your right hand in underneath your face, and left hand is going to come out to the side and all the way up if it suits. Good, coming down, swapping sides, other side. Good, bringing the hands down. Bring those heels in just a touch, bend through the knees, and we're going to slowly roll all the way up to standing. Let's walk those feet in towards each other. We're going to come into eagle pose. So we do a nice combination of twisting and bending in this pose, and we get some balancing in. So let's do the arms first. Let's take a big inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, come down to halfway, nice T. Face the palms to the front. We're going to cross our arms, the right arm over the left, and you can choose where your palms come. You might find that the backs of your hands can cross over quite nicely, or you might like to twist the hands all the way around, coming into our eagle arms. Just keeping the legs activated, the buttocks activated. As you inhale, let's just lift those elbows up a touch. Feel that nice release coming through your shoulders, and bringing them down halfway again, just keeping them nice and straight. Now we're going to bend through the legs. Now we're going to lift that left leg over the right, and you might find that you can place your toes down, and that might be as far as you'll go for this balance, and that's perfectly fine. You might find you can just play with that a little and maybe lift the toes, drop the toes as you need. Or if your flexibility allows, you can wrap that foot all the way around and hold your balance. Find a point of gaze, a drishti, that will keep you steady and help your balance. From here, you might like to fold forward a touch, bending through that leg and bending at the hips, bringing the body down, bringing the gaze down. Don't worry if you fall out. You can just find a previous position. You can try again. It means you're pushing yourself. Focus. Oops. Good. Let's straighten through that leg. Slowly coming up, bringing that foot out, unraveling the arms Open up. Let's look up. Open the heart. Good. Now let's cross our arms in the other direction. So left arm going on top now, and choose your hands where they come. Take an inhale, lift the elbows. And as you exhale, just coming back down. All right, let's bend through the knees, weight into the left leg this time. Right leg is coming across the left. Choose your balance level. You might find that just having the toe down is enough. You can play with that balance by lifting the toe up and down. Or if your flexibility allows, wrap that leg around. It'll be different on this side. Once you're comfortable, then bend down a touch. Looking forward. Get that bend and that twist. Good. Another moment. Good. Straightening up through the leg. Step that leg out. Open up the arms. Beautiful. That eagle pose really is the ultimate in the twist, and the strength and the balance, as well as releasing, finding that nice flexibility through the shoulders. Beautiful. Well, let's just do a couple of nice easy forward folds. Bring the feet hip distance apart. Activate the legs and the buttocks. Take a big inhale, lift. And exhale, folding down, bend through the knees, keeping that back straight, bringing the chest and the belly down to the thighs, hands coming down, and then looking back towards the thighs, towards the shins, straightening a little through the legs. Let's take it, inhale for a halfway lift, exhale, folding down. Good. Let's bend the knees a little. Let the arms hang heavy and roll up as you inhale. Shoulders up, back and down. Good. Let's go for another inhale, lifting. Exhale, folding down. You might find you can straighten the legs a little bit more. Inhale for a halfway lift, nice flat back, those legs are straight, folding down. If you have your hands on the floor, you can just bend each knee, or you might find if your arms are hanging, you can even just bend the arms, place the thumbs in the elbow creases, looking back towards the legs, just tiny movements in the knees, a little bend. Might just increase that hamstring stretch on either side for you. Good, let's release the hands and we're going to walk the hands forward and the feet back, coming into a nice downward dog. Good, spread those fingers out, nice and wide, nice straight back. Roll those elbow creases towards each other, the armpits rolling under. Pressing back through the heels. You can walk those heels out if you'd like. Good. We're going to bring our right hand across to our left leg on the outside of the left leg, looking through underneath your left armpit. Again, creating a nice twist. We get our inversion from our downward dog here. Good, let's release and go the other side. Holding onto the outside of that leg, looking underneath that arm. Just bend through that arm a little just to help you twist. Good, releasing that hand, come up high on the toes, bring them down, untuck the toes, and we're going to come into a seated position, sitting in our nice cross-legged position. That's it, bringing those hands to the knees. Let's take a big inhale and lift. Exhale, we're going to bring the hands all the way to the back. Fingertips are down, facing the back, lift the chest, lift the head. Lift the gaze. If it doesn't suit your neck to lift the gaze, then by all means just look forward or diagonally forward. You'll still get a nice heart opener. Beautiful. Let's release to the front. I'll walk those hands forward, coming all the way down. Tuck the chin towards the chest, relaxing and softening through the arms, through the spine, and through the hips. Good. We're going to slide those hands halfway back. We do another little twist here. We're going to bring our right hand to our right knee, and we're going to lift open, looking towards that right hand side. It's a nice, easy little twist you can do at any time. Good. Let's release that hand down. Come to the other side, left hand on the left knee. And as you push with that, as you lift, you push away with that front hand as well. So both sit bones staying down and looking over to that left hand side, and maybe even looking up. Good. Coming down, hands back to the front, and then walking them up. All right, now we're going to swap our legs around. So it's very easy just to sit in a cross-leg position and always be in the same position, but we train our body, and our body fits better sometimes that way. So let's swap it around the other way. You might find there is a little or a lot of discomfort. We'll just go through that little routine again with our legs crossed the other way. It's not too long. Let's take an inhale and lift up. And as you exhale, big circle to the back with the hands, fingertips down, pointing backwards, shoulders back. Lift the head if it suits. Remember to look straight ahead if it doesn't suit. Good. Coming back to center. Let's walk those hands forward. This is where it might become quite uncomfortable on the legs. Just bear with me. Just bear with the discomfort. It's really just training your brain to cross the legs in a different way. And your body would soon get used to it if there was no choice and you had to do it all the time. You might not come down as far with your legs crossed this way. Good, let's walk those hands halfway back. Let's do those little twists again. We'll go the other way first. Left hand to the left knee. Push away with that hand. Push away with the front hand to open the chest, looking off to the left. So let's come back. Last little bit, other hand to the other knee. Let's push away, lifting up, opening up. Good, and coming back to center. Walk those hands back, stretch out the legs and give them a shake. Your toes feeling it? Mine certainly are. Well done. All right, let's come back down all the way to the mat, all the way into our supine position. Place the hands on the knees. We're going to take an inhale, and we're going to come down via our core. So release the hands for our exhale, rolling down, chin to the chest, all the way down. If you need to support yourself, by all means, bring the hands down. Otherwise, coming down. Beautiful. Release the hands. Let's bring those knees into the chest and interlace the fingers around the shins. A big hug, nose to the knees. Rolling the head down and little rock and roll left and right. Good. Release the arms in a T position. Here we go again for those twists we did at the start. Let's drop those knees down to one side or another. How's it feeling now that you've done a nice combination of different twists and bends? Looking in the opposite direction. You can place your hand on the outside of that thigh if you like. Not really so much for extra pressure, but I find it just gives my hips, my buttocks and my legs a bit of permission to relax. Oh, bring the head back to center, arms are down. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, press down with the arms, help the legs up. Good. Inhale, the knees here. Exhale to the other side. And looking in the opposite direction. And again, you might like to place that right hand now on the outside of the left thigh, keeping the shoulders down. Close the eyes. Soften through the face. Use the breath. Relax through the buttocks and the thighs. Good. Release the hand. Head back to center. Inhale. As you exhale, press down. Lift the knees. Coming all the way in. Give them a hug. Nose to the knees. Good. Let's do our windscreen wiper twist as our last pose before we go into Shavasana. Feet are at the width of the mat. Arms can come back into the T or cactus. Knees are apart. And let's drop the knees down to one side, looking in the other direction. Now you're welcome to stay here, or if you would like a little more release through that hip, you can place the outside of that left ankle on top of the right knee. But if you find that that really doesn't increase the stretch and only causes pain, then by all means just bring the foot down. Breathe through it. Just allow the body to relax a little further. Good. If your foot's up, bring it down off the leg. Let's bring the knees back to the center and dropping them down to the other side, looking in the opposite direction. And again, choose your choice here Again, your choice here, whether you want to put that ankle up onto the outside of that thigh or otherwise just leave it down. If there's any pain in the knees or in the back or the hips, then please bring the foot down. Just enjoy the twist. Remember to breathe. Good. If your foot's up, bringing it down and slowly bring the head back to center and the knees back to center. Let's just give ourselves a nice big hug once more. Nose to the knees. Release that back. Beautiful. Let's stretch out the legs coming into Shavasana. Feet are just further than hip distance apart to allow those toes to roll out to the sides. Hands, arms alongside the body, away from your sides. Maybe press down with the shoulders, lift the chest, opening up the chest, rolling those palms to face upwards. That chin can come a little bit towards your chest. Softening the eyes, the cheeks and the chin. Scan your body for any points of tension. And just be conscious of how it's feeling now. Twisting is such a wonderful way to release lower back or any kind of spinal tension. And spinal tension can come very easily just from sitting down, sitting behind a computer or doing anything sitting down. A good way to release and relax. Take some nice slow breaths, feeling that belly rise and the belly fall. Beautiful. Stay here as long as you need. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. We'll see you next time. Namaste. And we're going to lift the arms a little and exhale and lift the arms a little, and as you exhale, come down.